haven't done a Dream Team voice cast in a long while. I've done a lot of dub battles and etc., but I really haven't done a Dream Team voice cast. And what better one to do one than Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. Now, why I would pick a entirely different cast of voice actors for an anime that already has English dub voice actors, as in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Or whatever, or the Duelist series, is because I consider Season 0 to be like an alternate universe, while the Duelist is the more canon. But why not have something there that would have, well, take place with different voices and etc. So let's get things started. Let's do this. Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 Dream Team voice cast. Let's go. Let's find these characters some voices. First off is Yugi. Yugi is a tad different here, and he does fluctuate between his voice quite a bit here. They actually have a girl voicing the normal version of Yugi, which kind of captures more of his gentle side and personality. He is a lot more gentle here than he is, say, in the Duelist series. That also does capture his darker side, which is a more psychotic version of the character. And there's really no one else I could think of to capture and be able to keep the same voice going on, other than Dan Green. Dan Green was great and all, and I love Dan to pieces, but like I said, this is an alternate version of Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is more of the high school version of it. And I'm going to give that voice choice to Vic Mignogna. Yes, Vic. I cast him in a lot of my Dream Team stuff, and I know that really irritates a lot of people. But I think he would be able to capture both the gentle version of Yugi and also the darker Yami version of Yugi. I think it would be a perfect fit. For the younger version of Yugi, he could do like maybe a gentler Edward Elric voice. As in for the darker version of Yugi, it would be his voice he did for Bui from Yu Yu Hakusho. A deeper husk and kind of a brutal tone. I would give him kind of a psychotic, like monotone voice. I know that does not make sense the way I just rang that together. But yeah, that's how I would picture it, especially his voice for Bui from Yu Yu Hakusho. And the best way I'm going to do that is play some clips for you guys. So here's a clips of what I interpret from those voices. Let's hear it.
Ow, you devil! Stop! Wait, are you telling me if my automail was lighter, I'd grow taller than this?
I actually wear this armor to protect my opponent from myself. You see, my powers are so great I can't control them on my own.
This is Jinochi, and as much as I love Wayne Grayson's stereotypical Brooklyn accent that he gave Joey, I call him Katsuya Jinochi for a while now, and that's because I'm a big reader of the manga and I love Season 0. I picture Jinochi as more of an average Japanese student, with an average voice. I don't picture him to have that stupid Brooklyn accent that Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series just ruthlessly made fun of, Brooklyn Rage, or anything like that. And honestly, I just picture him to have kind of an average voice, or maybe a little bit of a pretty boy voice. And personally, I would give that voice to, well, Johnny Young Bosch. I think Johnny would be able to capture Jinochi's personality perfectly here. And remember, this is a slightly different Jinochi. He plays him more as kind of the bully character, but he is a redeemable bully character. The characters are a little similar from the Duelist series, but not so much. Now, honestly, I think what really makes Jinochi different between the Japanese version and Season 0 version and the English dub from 4Kids is that accent. And I think Johnny could give an entire new level to Jinochi here. I think he could make him a lot more deeper and likable. Honestly, when I was reading the manga and watching the Japanese version, I just pictured Johnny Young Bosch's voice here, and I personally think it's an excellent fit. I mean, he has done some really great roles before. Personally, I would use the voice of Ichigo Kurosaki from here. Anyhow, let's move on to the next character.
You stupid coward! How dare you! I'm gonna kill that guy as soon as I find out who he is!
Next is Honda. Now, everyone knows Honda as Tristan in the English dub, and he used to be a bully. In Season 0, guys, he's not a bully. He's actually an uptight judification manager. Fancy word for hall monitor in Japan, I suppose. Anyhow, that's what he is, a judification, purification manager, I don't know. He is way more played into comic relief in this version of him, and he simps over a character named Ribbon, anyhow, or Nihao. That's what I call her, is Ribbon, because of the manga, and that's how I read it, because, you know, manga, dumb American kid, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, yeah, he simps over this character severely bad. This is nothing like the Honda that you guys know in the anime version, the Japanese or the English of Duel Monsters. It's definitely not him. He is goofy, he is comedic, he is fucking hilarious, and there's just really only one voice I could pick for this guy, and a lot of people are probably going to be surprised because they're used to Honda or Tristan, whatever you want to call them, sounding tough, manly, or if you're watching the abridged series, like Barney the Dinosaur. Anyhow, that voice choice is going to go to Todd Haberkorn, and yeah, he is known for playing badass, comedic roles, you name it, he does it. He could be able to capture Honda's silly side, his simp side, and even his dumbass idiot side, and his really uptight side perfectly. I don't know, I just see Honda as more of this comedic voiced character, like the abridged series, but not like how they put Barney the Dinosaur in. And I think Todd's voice would just fit perfectly, like I was just saying here. It would be an excellent fit. Honda is the only character that really rapidly changed in the Duelist version, and it's not something that is just really randomly off. In the manga, he was a bully, but in the anime of Season 0, they decided to make him a hall monitor or judification, whatever the fuck he is, and that's it. I don't know why they rapidly changed his personality, but he's funny, and in this version of the show, he's kind of watchable and enjoyable. It's funny as hell to just watch him simp for Ribbon. It's just great. And by the way, I'm not looking for a voice for Ribbon. I don't count her. She doesn't have much brain function, everyone. Alright, let's listen to the clips that I gathered and tell me what you think.
Do you want me to recite the hotel room service menu from top to bottom? I happen to be the 12th son of the Emperor of Qing. My name is... Eat him. So much better. You guys are lifesavers. Thanks a lot. Your treat, right?
We're on to Anzu, which is a character that they sort of changed, but she has more personality in Season 0. And I really enjoy her personality here too. She is really funny, cute, and spunky, but they make her a damsel in distress here. She easily is more open to showing her feelings towards the darker version of Yugi, and she's just kind of cool. I don't know. I like her personality way more here than I do in the Duelist version. In the Duelist version, I don't give two shits what happens to her and her stupid dance stuff. But in the Season 0 version, she actually is pretty damn cool. There are some scenes where they make her a damsel in distress, but they change it up a little bit to where even she can be the hero of the show for a little bit. It's actually kind of badass. And there's only one badass voice I would choose for her, and that voice would be the one and only Mela Lee. Mela is able to just capture a voice between damsel distress or badass, and most of the time she has and I'm probably going to be yelled at for saying it this way, a really sensual sounding voice. She can sound so innocent and then so, I don't know how to describe it, sensual? and her voice at the same time that it's amazing. Plus, I would use her performance as Rin Tosaka to play as Anzu because Rin is actually a flirt, and so is Anzu in this. She is a very heavy flirt. It's honestly a perfect voice choice for me. Originally, I was going to go with Kari Walgreen, but the more I started listening to Anzu and looking at her personality in the Season 0 version, I think Mella's voice is an excellent fit. And as I said before, more clips for you.
You never thought of studying magic as doing something for yourself? Really? That's you being happy, not magic being fun. Look, I want to know about you. I want to know whether or not you actually enjoy it. I don't care about anyone else. I'm asking you if there's anything about it that you consider to be fun.
Going into another character that was changed slightly for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist series, and that's Bakura. I absolutely love Bakura in Season 0, and by love Bakura, I mean I love fucking Dark Bakura. They just make him way more of a sadist here. And honestly, yeah, I love the original voice that was given to Bakura in the English dub of the original anime, but I'm thinking someone darker with a much more sadistic voice. By darker, I mean really, really fucking sadistic. One who could balance his voice out perfectly to capture what Bakura is on both sides. The way I kind of like how I did with Vic's voice with Yugi. Anyhow, this one I'm thinking should be really different because Bakura is, like I said, radically different here. It's really fun to watch, even though his good side doesn't have much personality. I think if given this voice, he would have personality. And the voice choice I'm going to give him is obviously going to be, you got it, Chuck freaking Huber. Chuck is able to capture a lighter, innocent tone in his voice, say with Android 17, and then a darker element in his voice, say with Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho. I think his voice would just be a excellent fit for Dark Bakura especially. I mean, if I were to have to pick a voice for the good Bakura or normal Bakura, I would pick Kent Williams doing his Supreme Kai voice, I guess, but I think Chuck could be able to emulate a voice very similar to that, a very more average sounding type voice. I think, however, he would definitely sell it as Evil Bakura or Dark Bakura or Yami Bakura, whatever the fuck you want to call him. It would be a perfect fit. You can't write good casting like this because Chuck's voice for Hiei especially would be way more than perfect for Evil Bakura. It's just fantastic. You can't write it like this anymore. And speaking of characters that had a sadistic evil change, after this voice clips, there's only one more person left.
Nice try. But still not enough. This one up. Some people have no respect for nature.
Possible to control it completely. Once I release it, I have no say. I have the power to pull you into oblivion. I assume just my right arm will do.
Yep, Seto Kaiba. Now, I'm gonna go on record to say to everyone, Eric Stewart is freaking God compared to anyone else playing Seto Kaiba. There is no better voice actor to play Kaiba. But, again, as I had stated at the beginning of the video, this is more than just a regular Seto Kaiba. Seto Kaiba in the Duelist version is just your average jerk, an asshole, a money-hungry piece of shit dude that loves to win at all times. It's basically Charlie Sheen in an anime character form. Winning. Anyhow, this version of Kaiba is a sadistic psychopath. He will do anything it takes to get what he wants, even if it involves murder. And I'm dead fucking serious about that. He is cold, ruthless, and will gladly kill anyone that's in his way from his goals, including the elderly or small children. He's even brought serial killers from in the Death Tea arc that had fucking chainsaws, and he paid them to chase after Yugi and the gang. This version of Kaiba is a complete and utter monster. You think Merrick in the Duel series is bad, or you think Pegasus is? Hell, they ain't got shit on green-haired Kaiba here. And there's only one voice I think that could capture this version of Kaiba way more than perfect. And as much as I love Eric Stewart, there's gonna be this voice, and I'm gonna stand by it, that it may be possibly better. And that voice choice is Crispin fucking Freeman. Crispin Freeman is just one of those voice actors that can utterly take control of a role and make it his own, especially with characters like Kirei Kotomine, Itachi Uchiha, and several others. He is a legendary voice actor when it comes to that. I think when it comes to term of the ruthlessness and evil portions to Seto Kaiba, his voice would be excellent here, and it would be perfect. This is a role I personally think that Crispin Freeman was born for, and it doesn't matter what type of voice he uses to play Seto, I would think that it would just echo perfection. Honestly, as much as I love Eric Stewart, I think that Crispin Freeman could outdo him here. As much as I love Stewart, like I said, Crispin Freeman is a voice god, and I think his voice would be more than perfect for Seto Kaiba. I would love to see an English dub to Yugioh Season 0 with him playing Seto Kaiba. Even if my other cast doesn't call through or go through or whatever, I want to see this. This is what I need to see. Anyway, that does it for this Dream Team voice cast.
You would either be an ignorant novice or merely a coward not worthy of the craft. It seems that Grail did not achieve completion. The result of a foolish man letting sentiment get the better of him. You ought to be rejoicing, boy. The wish in your heart will at last come true. Surely you've realized by now.
And that's it for this list. What did you guys think of my choices here? Do you think it would be dumb to have different voice actors? Do you think the 4Kids guys should come back? Tell me in the comments what you think. If you actually think that Season 0 should take place in the alternate universe, then, like I said, let me know if you agree or disagree. Always remember, I'm listening.
It is I, Chuck Huber, and I see you haven't subscribed to Mr. Tim. Shame on you all. You're missing out on so much anime reviews, number lists, and finally, interviews. What kind, you say? Voice actor interviews like mine. So, subscribe. Or I'll get the Dragon Balls and make you disappear.